Hey, this is Coach Josh, live from Training for Warriors Portland, and I'm going to do a rare but very necessary video on back pain. And a couple of friends of mine are suffering from a little back pain, and without being in front of you to actually evaluate you, I don't know that I can actually help diagnose or assess, but you can assess yourself and try some things to probably give you some relief. And so this particular protocol is for people who are suffering from flexion intolerant back pain. So that means that if you are sitting at your desk or driving and your back hurts, or if you're working or lying down, often is still painful for flexion intolerant people, where when the back of the spine is rounded, it's a little bit irritating or painful. So you want to restore extension. You want to get into extension as much as possible. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to do that are really easy. If your back hurts, you don't want to be lifting a lot of weight, you don't want to be doing things that are crazy, but I'm going to show you a little self-assessment tool to see if you can provide some relief to yourself. So we're going to get down on the ground, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can see if this stuff is going to work for you. So back hurts, I'm going to get in this position on the ground. I'm going to get into a gently chest elevated mini cobra. My yoga people can tell me. Hi James, hi Carrie, hey Adam, hey Danielle. We're gonna get into this mini cobra position. So all I'm doing is just lying down, elbows propping myself up, getting into a little bit of lumbar extension there. My back is arched, and I'm not pushing or stretching or anything. I'm just gonna sit here, and I'll sit here for about 2 minutes. And if that actually makes my back feel good, or doesn't produce any additional pain, or maybe even provide some relief, then you probably have flexion intolerant back pain, which means that you benefit from some extension drills to help align those vertebrae. Again, I'm not in front of you, but if this feels good, we can progress to the next level, which is doing a few simple extension drills. Now, the next drill, this is called a McKenzie press up. I learned this at the Czech Institute, got some really great instruction there. And the McKenzie press up is just restoring extension. So I'm just stretching my abs a little bit, coming back down. And really what I'm doing is pumping the discs, and I'm mobilizing those discs into an anterior position. If I have a posterior disc bulge, I'll recapture the disc if it's minor. If this feels good, you're probably on the right track. So this is just a McKenzie press up. I would do about a dozen of these. Nice set of 12 will get you going. So I've done my prop. I've done a dozen McKenzie press ups, and I'm restoring that extension to the lumbar spine. That feels good. And I'm going to, hey David, thanks for joining us. So I've got some spinal extension. I'm going to get to a glute bridge position. So what that looks like is here, lying on the ground. I'm just going to squeeze my glutes, come into hip extension, push into a nice straight line. I'm trying to pitch a walnut in my butt cheeks, trying to push my heels through the earth towards one another, really activating those glutes quite a bit, stretching those hip flexors. So I'm extending the hip, and what's happening with the rest of the body? Okay, so my head is lying on the floor. My head is lying on the floor. My glutes are being squeezed, and my shoulder blades are really taking the force. My head is relaxed. Abs are on. So I'm activating my abs. I'm pushing my low back into the floor, then squeezing the glutes. So then extending the hip while my abs are on, protecting my spine, helping to restore hip extension and lumbar extension. So if I've got, yeah, I'm more interested in Donald Trump. I certainly probably cuss less, at least right now. So I've done my McKenzie press up, done my prop, I've done my glute bridges. The next step is to get a little bit more aggressive, and I'm going to get into a perfect back extension. This is from the book Foundation by Peter Park. And I'm going to lift my chest up off the floor, squeeze my shoulder blades together, drift my shoulders down towards the waist, activating those lats keeping my hands underneath my shoulders, and I'm pushing my feet into the floor. So I'm not lifting up, I'm not doing a Superman bridge. I'm just working on that spinal position. Notice my head, I'm not wrenched up. I'm just barely, my chin is just barely tucked. So I'm here. Everything's on. Woo! Feel that in my quadratus lumborum, my upper back, my mid back. It's called a back extension. So I would just hold that for 30 seconds. Static. So my position again, up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, holding it, steady, not moving, 30 seconds. If it starts to hurt, stop. If it starts to not feel good, just go ahead and relax. You've done enough. So I've progressed from the prop to the McKenzie press up, boom, back, hip extension, and the perfect back extension, bam. So do all those things. You could do all those things twice a day if you're experiencing pain right now, and that will probably help you out a lot. And if you try those out and they work really well for you, could lay a comment on here and ask me for a little bit more, and I'll give you the next step if that feels good to you. But I hope that helps. If those exercises feel good, you've got a good prognosis for recovery. If anything causes you pain, stop. Go see a professional immediately because you don't want to mess around with your spine. You want to be good to yourself. So there's a couple of ideas on what to do about back pain. If you have any questions, then go ahead and shoot me them either publicly or privately. Coach Josh, live from Training for Warriors Portland, helping you bring out the warrior within.